Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode. We're on episode 101, and we are at the Tour de France, just getting started. Stage number 1. It is our prologue stage, just shy of 9K. Technically time trial, but very much prologue, especially. Oh gosh. Hello, Gonzalez Albiol. I was not pushing you hard enough. I misread. I thought I had him at the 87. He should have been. He was only at an 86. Definitely had some energy to spare. 30 seconds down for him, but that's okay. Secretly, I kind of want everybody except Karaman a little bit off the back, and we're going to get involved in this race and some other activities. Karaman, we might go for the overall. Gonzalez Albiol, I think I might be going for the KOM for him, possibly with Martin Guerrero, but I think Gonzalez Albiol might be a better fit for that. He can definitely withstand some hard climbs, but he's not very punchy, which makes him not a great fit for that KOM when he goes up against others. It would take a lot of climbs, kind of the longevity piece, to be a part of that classification. This time we've brought Galvez. We have his Cobbled rating for a reason. We do have one Cobbled stage in this edition of the Tour de France. We're setting off from Rotterdam. In general, my team are definitely better time trialists than they are prologgers. There is a lengthy time trial on stage 20 that we could and should benefit from. This one, though, it's tough, as it's mostly prologue, and it's a slightly weaker area for us. Right now, William Bartha leads at 9.5 minutes, and our closest is Riabovas at 20 seconds down, and he had a +3, which put him at about an 80, and we're still shy by that much. You can see Karaman at the moment 12 seconds short. If we finish at about 21, that would be a brilliant run for Karaman, and that would definitely keep him in the mix. As you know, looking at the top of those standings, none of those guys are contenders until you get down to Pogacar at 14th. Karaman makes it to the finish line 28 seconds down. I was hoping for a lower 20-second gap, but you know, that's only a handful of seconds off. Martin Guerrero is 2 seconds better. Gonzalez Albiol is 3 seconds worse. Those guys are all in it at roughly a half minute down, especially when you consider that Pogacar at 11 seconds down is the first contender we've seen of any kind. Van Aert puts in a really solid time, 3rd place for him. And we pick things up here with stage number 3 already approaching the end. We're inside 50k to go. It's a stage that started fairly flat, but the undulation has increased as we've gone along. We've had 3 Cat 4s. We now have 3 Cat 3s the rest of the way. I've also kind of picked up the philosophy that I'm really going to go for 2 objectives. One, I'd like to see Karaman placed well in the GC, but unlike in some previous races, I'm not going to overcommit to that. I don't think he's going to do great here at the Tour, though I think he could do good. So maybe we can get him into the top 5, but more likely we're going to be looking more along the lines of just simply a top 10, and like I said, closer to the edge of the top 5 than it would be to anything along the lines of truly being competitive for the win. Therefore, I'm going to back off ever so slightly on going all hands on deck to support Karaman. And in particular, I've targeted, well, one rider, because if you look at Gonzalez Albiol, who was kind of who I had in mind, he's got that 78 mountain, but he's only got 71 hills. He only has 66 stamina. He only has 68 resistance. He has a terrible 62 flat rating. If he was riding in breakaways, he'd struggle. Yes, he can do a big climb, but he would struggle in the break. So then start looking at your other options. Isakov, very similar. One less on the mountain, but the other attributes, while a little better than Karaman's, still not built for it. Now, Martin Guerrero is somebody who gets a little bit closer, but with a 78 mountain, this is a guy that really should be protecting your leader. And one of the reasons why he's a little closer is he's got 73 hills. Got to have a little bit of punchiness too. But if you look at these guys, Riabovas, okay flat, tolerable at least. decent mountain rating at a 75, a little bit punchy, and much better stamina and resistance. Also fairly good recovery, a little bit of acceleration. I mean, this is somebody who can be a little more well-rounded to spend some time in the break and not necessarily impact what's going on with trying to protect for Karaman. Arbutas, another candidate, not as good on the resistance, not as punchy, a little worse off as a climber, flat, all of it kind of points a finger at Ryabovis. Now, Ryabovis was way back towards the back of the Peloton today. 3 riders ended up getting into the break, and they got into the break very, very, very early. I mean, it was like a kilometer 0 type breakaway, and as we now have 1K to go, there is actually 1 point available. I'm not sure we're close enough to get to it, but Ryabovis, I could get you through here. No, you see those front guys are pushing pretty hard to chase him down. But the last climb, I'd love to see Ryabovis lead over the top for that as we approach the downhill finish, which is actually kind of what we're built for. Galvez set to lose time. Gonzalez Albiol set to lose time. Already lost time on stage 2. We had a couple well-placed guys like Gonzalez Albiol who were split off. You see a big split in the Peloton as we've gone over the top of this one. This group, though, this chase group should be okay and link back up here shortly with that front group, and they do. And that's 89 riders now. So what we're going to do is set ourselves up for what's to come. Go ahead and give you and you a break, and then let's see where everybody is. Martin Guerrero, follow Isakov to get up there. We will have both of you follow, well, sorry, Karaman follow, and then Arbutas and Igashin are right in front, so let's get them like that, and we will try to make our way up to a Ryabovis, who is right near the front already. We'll get everybody on his heels, and then we'll use up Iskov and Arbutas first as we can, but we want to get Ryabovis kind of pushing over the top of that climb if we can. See if he can't pick up a point. Okay, Isakov, you led the charge to bring these guys in, but you are now done. Let's go ahead and just set you to auto because you are very much done. And Arbutas behind Igashin. Let's kind of bring you out from that. And let's start pushing forward with Ryabovis. These guys are attacking for the sprint point, but this is going to help stretch the field. 4 riders have actually stayed away, but they sat up, so they are caught here almost immediately. And Ryabovis in space, Narbutas coming up on his heels. We will get Narbutas to take over as soon as he gets up on Ryabovis, once he fights his way through here. 9K to go to the top. This is not a nothing climb, is it?
Well, we can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
Oopsie. I forgot to do something here with Narbutas. Igashin, go ahead and gel up.
A small group of riders are trying to get clear of the bunch. 15
Luckily, it was early enough and minor enough that it's not going to be a big deal. But here's a pretty punchy Igashin taking over, chasing things down. Ryabovis closing that gap on him. Karaman, Martin Guerrero. Let's go ahead and get these guys in the right order as well. $5K to go to the top, and Igashin thought the space was to the right. Then those guys kind of started to pull across.
Another attack.
Okay, 99 from you. Ryabovis, try to close him down a little bit. Ryabovis, not going to get points on this one.
The riders are going through a very tough
and
portion
Martin
with
Guerrero at
percentages
2.5.
above 10%. Again, an attack is launched. The group has to break apart.
Going aggressive on this stage, nothing to lose. You were supposed to be sprinting, Martin Guerrero. What the F? And again, he fails. I hate when they do that. They don't like to sprint 700 meters. Can we get Karaman out there? That one's not happening. Mark Hershey goes over the top first in the position that I very much wanted to be in. And it's 8K to go. And Karaman has opened up a gap. Attacking gently on the descent. How's this descent looking? How far can you continue to push? This part's going to hurt. So no sprint right now. Keep that 8-second, 9-second gap over the top. Now attack, continuing to attack on the descent. Let's push a little bit harder with that as well as they get back on my heels. Don't tell me it was Martin Guerrero that brought this thing back. Let's get Martin Guerrero out front, leading him out. 2.7, 2.2. Sprinting in. Mark Hershey's going to do exactly what I was intending to do with this stage. The things with Martin Guerrero gave up on that push. And it worked out for Hershey, not for me. Pidcock, Pogacar round things out. Karaman gets 5th on the stage. Martin Guerrero also gets same time. But we do see some separation in the field. That's already going to start to shake up the order. That's a solid gap right there.
It's a bit of a knock for the morale.
All right, 50th on back at 1:22, so there's definitely a solid gap there. 27 seconds to Mark Hershey. That's going to put him in the race lead for the time being, taking that away from William Bartha, who somehow managed to stay with the main group. And you do certainly have a handful of contenders there, but Pogacar has now moved up the order a bit into 8th. Still the first contender that is out there. Not looking at too many threats in the top 20, though there's certainly a few names that you look at and go, yeah, those guys could climb. Martin Guerrero and Karaman at 25th and 27th, still right around a half minute behind on the overall, which is essentially what they lost there on that first stage. So that is 3 stages in the book. We have numerous sprint stages coming. I may squeeze in one of those stages if there's multiple KOMs along the way, but I'll have to look at the profile of each. Of course, the objective would be to grab some KOM points on a stage such as that. So I thought this would actually be a little bit further up the road, further down the road in terms of number of stages. I saw that we had this. I didn't realize it was just stage number 4 that we were going to hit this cobbled stage. Now, we're hitting the second and third cobbled sections of the day. It's 2 short back-to-back sections, and they're both just 1 star. So for now, I push it a 74, and right now, don't worry about it. We were conserving energy. But coming out of that, we have just 40K to go. I only have one good, solid cobble-rated rider in Gonzalez, and we've got to try to protect Karaman today with 0 KOM points or anything like that. This is all about not losing time for Karaman. So I have a plan with 36K to go. We are going to try to take the front of the field. We are going to try to organize this thing and lead from the front, pull him through as best we can so we don't lose significant time. As well, we're not going to get through this very well. So 31K to go. The 3 riders in the break are just ahead beyond the race officials car, and we're nearly there. We're nearly there. In fact, they're going to come around those corners, that corner, into that forest area to the right. Actually, I think it's cobbled sector starts somewhere like right over here after you turn off the road. So we need to act now. Now is the time. And we're going to start with, I'd say, about an 88. We do not want Karaman at the very, very back. We would like to put a few riders behind him who are probably the poorest. No, we want to use those guys up in this first section or so. So Martin Guerrero is a little stronger, has an okay flat rating. Egishen is definitely on the stronger side. Then we will follow Galvez, who is definitely the one we want to lead us through. I think Ria Bovis might be the next. Yes, great race day condition for him. So the weak links, Narbuta 67 flat, 63 cobble, 64 flat, 64 cobble. 65 flat and 60. Isakov's going to go first. And then we will use Gonzalez Albiol and Narbutas. Okay, so Isakov, where are you at? Good spot. Okay, check up, 88. And let's bring this thing forward quickly because we are already nearly on the first of 4 straight sectors. All of them about 3 stars, give or take. 2K for this first one, so push at the front and just kind of watch Karaman, make sure he's not losing energy, but push as hard as we can. So Iskov needs to push harder. That's hurting Karaman a little bit. So we'll go 94. But this is, again, we want to just try to get him through in one piece as best we can. This pace is doing a little damage to Karaman, but let's speed it up coming out. That's the first sector. Okay, now speed it up on the flat a little bit as Karaman is recovering. Bring us back forward somewhat. Okay, Narbutas is going to take over here in just a moment. And that's now. Okay, into Sector 2. Isakov, try to grab the back end of the group as best you can. Karaman, definitely feeling it. He's really, really poor rating on his cobbles. Butas, can't destroy the leader. This is why I'm worried. We are now behind a gap, but we have our team in place to try to recover that. That's 2 out of 4 sectors. 2 out of 4 sectors, and Karaman barely hanging on right now. Let's go ahead and get you behind Igashin. So you have a little more further down the line you are, the less energy it's going to use, but bigger chance you run into problems with guys cutting you off or some sort of split. 4 riders sitting up there waiting for their team leaders, presumably. Okay, so Galvez. Where's Gonzalez Albiol? Way back here. Okay, I want you to follow Martin Guerrero. And behind you is Rhea Bovis. So follow Gonzalez Albiol. Fix that order. Isakov hanging back here. I wonder if Karaman's tired. He's missing 2 of these links in between him, and he's already right near the front. So Galvez, Igashin, Karaman. Is Martin Guerrero there? He is. So let's go ahead and swap that order. And then Galvez is going to take over. Now with his 81 cobble rating, he's going to go really fast through here, but he's going to destroy Karaman and his teammates in a hurry. But this is closing that gap up. You got to back off because you're going to lose your team. Martin Guerrero, Karaman both struggling through here. Back off. Some more. They still have yellow bar. They just don't have any red bar. Back off some more. Okay, this time, Martin Guerrero at least and Karaman are there.
Flat tire. It seems to be
that actually worked out pretty okay. Narbutas, Gonzalez Albiol, these guys are all, except for Rhea Bovis, who's looking fantastic. Try to move up the order, get behind Karaman, as you can absolutely contribute here. Back besides Galvez, he's looking the best. Okay, Galvez riding right up near the front. Ease off a little. We have some time to get back in place. So Igashin, pull these guys through. Thank you.
There's another rider with a puncture. The sides of the road are not a tire's best friend.
Okay, Karaman, find that gap. Find that gap. Get through. Right back into a nice front position. Bovis is here. Gonzalez Albiol's too tired, so let's put you here. Get another cushion. Igashin into place. Let's speed things up. We still gotta catch those front two as well. Alright, last sector. This one's really hard. 1.9k. Watch how fast we're destroying our teammates, and then back off, back off, back off.
Only
Back off
10
a little
kilometers
bit
left.
more. Okay, Gonzalez Albiol's done. Let's take these 3 guys, by the way. And Karaman's still there. Thereabouts. He will not lose time today. This is fantastic. This has worked out pretty dang well. Galvez, keep that pressure on. Keep these riders off the back because there could be, should be, hopefully, some contenders that are missing out. Martin Guerrero. Drop to the back of this thing as you are pretty dang tired. Riabovas, there you go. Igashin. Okay, we're going to speed up a little bit.
Watch out! A team leader is falling behind.
Okay. Speed up a little bit more. 6K to go. And for now, we want to go as fast as Karaman can go. To keep pressure on the back groups. Keep these guys off of our backs. And set ourselves up for maybe something to do with the stage. 30 seconds to the front too, and they've got to be very tired by this point. But Martin Guerrero and Karaman, you can see, are quite tired themselves. 4K to go. Gel up. And start speeding up a little bit more.
Another attack! This time it could go all the way!
Okay, here's what I want to do. 2.4K. Sprint. And Igashin just continue on. Galvez, can you go win a stage? Okay. And then Pidcock, Pikachu, of course, 1.6K. Okay, Igashin sprint. I was trying to do something for Galvez on the stage, but he's not going to work out. 1K to go. Above us, sprint. And everybody sprint. It's all back together. Igashin almost into the top 3. He's going to just miss out. Looks like maybe 5th. If he hangs on here, they're coming down pretty hard on him. He does hang on to 5th. Pidcock, Pogacar, Bernal. But Karaman, 14th, 0 time loss.
We're waiting for the
and
back markers who appear to be
we'll
fairly
see what kind of
numerous
gaps
in
are
this
given behind
difficult
us here.
race.
But there are definitely riders, you know, with 3-4 bike lengths in between, 3-4 bike lengths in between. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups already that we've seen, 6 groups now crossing the line. When and where of those will they give time gaps? I certainly hope they give time gaps on all of them, as we have done exactly what we needed to do to have a small select group and potentially have numerous race leaders losing significant time today. So I did all the hard work to not only keep our guy in place and not lose time, but to really set it up to cause others to lose some time. What will the game do? Will it scratch our back? We certainly gave it a good stage. Will it scratch our back? Karaman, same time. There's the first key, and we have 5th, 9th, 12th, 14th on the stage. No time gaps given at the front. We had a gap after, 27 riders after Arnsman. So they already missed the first gap. They've missed the second gap. They've missed the third gap. Gonzalez Albiol was in the back of group 4 or 5. They do finally give a gap at 241, but that's only 95th and below. I doubt we're going to have any leaders, though Barta was sitting second overall. Had the lead the other day. Sivikov lost some time, so okay, fine. Almeida lost time. Quintana lost time. So there are definitely some contenders, or at least strong climbers. Hamilton lost time. Martin lost time. All right, I feel a little bit better. However, 3 of those groups that should have lost time did not. They all get same time, and the game screws you over once again. So Hershey still leads. We are still not even in the top 16 after all of that work, after all that effort, after what you can't say perfect stage, because perfect stage would have been leading to a victory, but a really damn good stage played out there, considering we've got a guy with a 60 cobble rating and 3 3-stars and a 4.5-star sector on your way into the finish line, and we managed to not lose time, and split the field up multiple times, multiple ways. Not massive gaps, but there was gaps all over the place. And to not get any of those until you get well towards the back does kind of suck. But anyway, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's okay. Like I said, we did at least eliminate some contenders. Leknasoon now second. Pogacar up into third. So there's your first contender, of course. McNulty is up there now. You've got Vingegaard, Delrue. And we are now 21st and 23rd. Same gap, same situation. Nothing changing on that. Plenty of contenders around us. Let's see. Bernal is at 42. Adam Yates at 44. Berlikov, 55 seconds down. So we are in good shape compared to him. Figure he's got to be the movie star later. Gegenhardt, Bokonoge. Not a bad place to be anyway. But KOM, Livin's the early leader there. That's one we got to watch out for. He's got a 7-point advantage. Under 25s, we are 4th and 5th at the moment. And as a team, we are 12th, even though I'm very much not focused on that this time around. All right, well, not a perfect start. And amazingly, it's only 4 stages in. We've got numerous sprint stages ahead of us, though. So I think we're going to be jumping to the halfway point rather soon. But there might be a little action as we focus on something to do with KOM over that next handful of stages. There's only 6 mountain stages and 1 more very lengthy time trial. Of course, those punchers stages are ones we always need to play out. Make sure we take care of business on those as we did on that previous stage. Though we missed out, of course, on the Mark Hershey move, but we were in good position otherwise. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.